guess I've been living under a rock. I'm just saying, because when did hoeing become the norm? Well, I mean, I'm not gonna even say the norm. When did hoeing become cool? I know it's been around since the beginning of time. Hoes have always been trending, but when has it become this cool to be a hoe? I'm just saying, it just kind of like creeped up on us. You know what I mean? And we know it's not a new thing. Of course, I know, because people are always like, "Oh well, this has been around forever." Yes, it has. But what I'm saying, it hasn't always been cool. You didn't see people making TikTok videos displaying their whole life and showing where the whole activity happens and what goes on and what. I've never seen it on this level. Social media has definitely enhanced the whole culture. And it's something to be said about it. I remember a time where this was happening, but people were on the low about it. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't talk about it openly. You didn't want everybody to know what you was doing, because you were supposed to be a good girl, on the forefront. But behind closed doors, you was dipping it and doing it with the whole school. That was a time where you tried to hide being a hoe. You didn't want everybody to know. It was an exclusive thing. And you would hope and pray that the person you was hoeing with wouldn't go out and tell your business to everybody. It wasn't something you wanted to broadcast. Because that there was some shame in it. When growing up in school, the women who were sleeping with the football team and doing all of that, but it was kind of on the hush, on the low. Like, you would talk about, girl, we would talk about, like, girl, she's out there. But the girl herself was not out there loud and proud about doing that, because she knew there was some low-key shame in it, but she wanted to do it anyway. How did we get to this point to where now it's just a normal thing? It's a celebrated thing. It's like the hoes are loud and proud and letting you know, and they're happy and they're empowered to do so. That's crazy to me, and it just shows you how far off the mark we are and how backwards we've gone. We've regressed, in a sense, to now there's no shame in your game. You don't care if you slept with 1,000 men. It's all good. It's an empowerment thing. Women should feel empowered, because if men could do it, women could do it. But then on the flip side of it, you're depressed and you're mad because men don't take you seriously. Because men are looking at you like you're for the streets, and they'll play with you in the streets, but when it's time to settle down and have a family, they don't want you being the representation for the children that they want to bring here. They want a mother. They don't want a hoe that's been reformed, that says she's been reformed or redeemed, or she could just throw her whole face away. Like, they don't want that. This is not a new thing. Just like hoes have always been around, what men have always respected and wanted has always been the same. It's always been the same. They didn't just wake up one day and say, "Oh, we don't want to take the whole serious." They've never taken whole seriously. Men have always wanted women who, respectable women. That's always been a thing. Men have always wanted to marry and take seriously respectable women. It's not, all this has always been the same. But now, because these women have been led by either social media and society and made to think that being this hoe is respectable and it's okay and it's empowerment and men should just accept it, they've ran with it. And now on the flip side, men are saying, no, men are just showing that, this is not what we take seriously. This is not what we want to marry. We'll play with you, around with you, have a good time with you, but we're not taking you seriously. Now they're mad and crying and wishing and praying and wondering why men don't take them seriously and why men don't want to wife them up, because they want husbands. Although you might be a good person inside, but it doesn't take away your whole behavior. It's still there. So I just think for young women coming up who want more in life, you have to really take this seriously. You got to understand that your past does have a lot to do with your future. You got to understand the choices that you make in your past can definitely have a lot to do with how your future ends up. If you want a husband, family, more than likely, most men who are going to want to marry you or be with you seriously is not going to want a loud and proud open hoe. I'm just saying. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible, because there are some men who wife up hoes, but that's not the norm. That's not the majority. So I'm just saying, if you don't want to risk it, please don't put yourself out there in a promiscuous way. Don't go out thinking that it's empowerment to be a hoe, to give yourself to everybody in the streets. That is not cool. It is not empowerment. It is not what it should be. Don't think that it is. And I'm just telling you, if you want something better for your life and you want something more, and you want to try to have a better life in the future and have a serious relationship and a marriage with a man, just don't put yourself out there like that. That's not a prerequisite for life. You don't have to be a hoe. You don't have to have a promiscuous past. You do not have to be for the streets in order to feel empowered, if that's what you want. That is not something that you have to do. But I just was wondering, I just was thinking about that and wanted to post it. And I was just wondering how it just, creeped up on us like this, to where women are just proud, doing videos, showing their whole behavior. I'm just not ready for it, y'all. I'm just saying.